Yeah, so this afternoon I'm here sitting with Pittsburgh percussionist George C. Jones.
Okay, good. I'm glad you got the C in there. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been around. I've been around you, and I got the notice. You know.
Okay.
So you are a percussionist. How long have you been a percussionist?
Well, actually, I started playing, I guess, in since about 1969.
All
Since
right.
about
All right.
1969 is when I first started playing conga drums and other hand percussion stuff. And I actually, when I came out of the service, I came out of the service in '66, and I guess during that time, you know, we as African Americans, we were going through our little revolutionary kind of thing and getting back to the roots of our drums and music. And there were a lot of guys that were playing at that time. And I always did have good rhythm because I used to play bass many years ago. And matter of fact, when I was in the service, there was another friend of mine who used to play on, I was a cook in the service, and we had these great big huge pots, and we turned these pots up and we played rhythms, you know, and we would just have fun. And the next thing you know, me and this guy, we were doing this up, and people, you know, the soldiers were coming from different parts of the mess hall to hear these rhythms that we were playing. So we would just having fun, and pretty much that's kind of how I kind of got started playing. You might say that's how I got started playing.
Early version.
Yeah.
Of the hip hop drummers playing on the rubber cans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we were playing on these big pans and
All
kind.
right.
But after I came out of the service, then I met up with some really good percussionists, really good conga drum players, and they kind of just allowed me to set in with them, and I just got interested.
So, when Roy Ayers came to town, I asked him if he would consider a percussionist in his band for this gig, right? And he was amiable to that, and I called you, and you were available, thank God. And what was that experience like, playing with Roy?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great experience. It was awesome as far as I'm concerned, as a matter of fact. I mean, it's always, for me, a wonderful experience to work with someone that I admire so much. I've been listening to him since the 70s.
Okay.
And I can remember there used to be a club in East Liberty called the Diplomat, and he would come in. He used to come to Pittsburgh, I won't say often, never often enough for me, but he would come in kind of like maybe, I'm going to say just 3 times a year anyway. And he would play at the Diplomat, and I would be captivated. Not just me. I mean, you saw how people were captivated when he was performing here. But when he first came out, he was just knocking me. I couldn't move. I literally couldn't move. I never heard music like that before. I mean, with that kind of groove, that deep pocket, it just made you hang on every note. You just, it was so beautiful. And I sat there, and actually, to be honest with you, I used to sit there. I was playing my little conga drums, banging on the table, whatever. And I could see myself. I could actually, I said, man, if I, this was in my head.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't ready for that at that particular time, but in my head, I just saw myself playing. I knew I could play along with that, in that band, because it was just, I don't know, it was hypnotic. It really drew you in. So, it was just a great experience for me, someone that I've admired all those years. And then here I am, I'm sitting on the stage with him.
Right there.
And what I really like about him is I didn't detect, like it's not ego driven kind of music. You know, it's not like that. He comes from a
Generous spirit.
well, I'll tell you, like I was saying before, man, to have that opportunity to play with one of the masters was awesome as far as I'm concerned. I really enjoyed that. And it made me feel good, you know. And although I'm an old timer, I still, you know, it's little things that I just enjoy. He was so nice. He came over to me, you know, and he shook my hand and he said, George, you were right in the pocket, man. You played really nice. Man, I'm just like a little kid. I'm bouncing off the walls. Roy Ayers said I played okay, you know. And you know, but that's just how he is,
yeah.
and he just makes you feel comfortable. I didn't feel any kind of, you know, oh, this guy. But before he even heard me play, he was very nice. So, and all the guys, the whole band, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And I just appreciated all of them. It was great. And of course, his music is still hypnotic. It still draws you and pulls you in. And you could tell that by the audience.
For sure.
Oh my goodness, the audience went
They
nuts.
knew every word.
Oh yeah, they were singing along, you know, you know, and you know, so it was a great experience for me. I don't, you know, and only thing I can say is I certainly do appreciate you for thinking about me and just making this happen for me, and it's a great experience for me, and I appreciate it.
Well,
I really do.
I appreciate you, George. That's why I called you.
Well,
You know, so
okay.
it's a mutual admiration society.
Okay, that works. That works. It's all good.
So you mentioned that you started out playing as a bass player. Where did that come from?
Actually, that came from my mom. My mother was a bass player with a group called the International Sweethearts of Rhythm. And she came off the road, I guess, in about 1950, 51, somewhere around there. And I just kind of took it up. I was going to Allegheny High School, or not Allegheny, but Latimer Junior High School. And I just kind of, I guess from her, you know, okay, I wanted to do it, you know. And so I played for a while. We had our little school bands and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It just I didn't really connect with the bass like she did. You know, she traveled really all over the world.
All right.
You know, well, not all over the world, but she traveled across the country and in Europe during the Second World War. That band, they used to entertain the black troops during the Second World War, and they had a heck of a band. I had the opportunity to hear just like a record of them. It sounded like Count Basie band. You know,
I'm
they
familiar
had
with their history.
okay, all right. Well, they had a heck of a band, and my mom was the first bass player with that group.
All right.
Started down in Pineywood, Mississippi. Is where it started from. She went to boarding school down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.